Johar, and greetings to all of you from Tribal Design Forum, and welcome to yet another session of the Tribal Design Forum at Tribal Futures, a month-long online festival to celebrate contemporary tribal imagination. My name is Margaret Zina, and I shall be hosting the session this evening. The Tribal Design Forum is a vibrant community of multidisciplinary designers and creative professionals from various tribes of India. For the past 3 years, we have been gathering here regularly, interacting with domain experts, learning from them, and exploring ways to use art, design, and technology for the benefits of our communities. In fact, Tribal Design Forum has curated some of the finest works from the artists, designers, and other creative professionals who have previously spoken on our platform. We are currently organizing a month-long online festival showcasing and celebrating contemporary tribal imagination from the 1st to the 31st of August, every evening at 7:30 p.m. More details about this festival can be found at www.tribaldesignforum.com. These sessions are also live streamed on our YouTube channel. We invite you to join in this journey to discover a whole new world, a world of tribes in transition. That said, continuing with our quest to showcase and appreciate the brilliant work of Anuradha Khandala, a social entrepreneur who will talk about the rich tradition of the Dongria Kon tribe of Orissa, focusing on the unique textile Kapra Kanra. In this presentation, Anuradha will explore the Dongria Kon community's deep connection with nature, which is beautifully in their traditional textile art. She will discuss the cultural and symbolic significance of knowledge of business.
I think we lost her.
So sorry, I think Margaret is having some network issues. So she'll be joining us soon. Margaret, are you here? Margaret, if possible, could you please just introduce without your camera on? So that in that case, if you're having any bandwidth issues also, it won't be a problem.
Yeah, I just got back. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the presentation will conclude with a 30 minutes Q&A. Please feel free to put your question, comments, or simply your reaction in the chat while the presentation is on. Due to the paucity of time, we will take only 5 questions that appears on the chat box. So keep your question ready and make the session an interactive one. Anuradha, we are indeed delighted to have you as part of the Tribal Futures celebration. We look forward to your presentation. Anuradha, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Margaret. First of all, happy independence to everybody. Namaskar and Johar. It's thanks for giving me this opportunity for present the work that I do. I'll just share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes.
it's
Okay, yeah. So, as you say, this is a textile heritage of Dongriakans that I'm going to talk on a very, let me switch off my video because of the problem. So, I say tribes in transition, and also I would say transformation, then transcend. Why I'm saying this? Because if you see, now it is not only the change, but it's also transforming in a very positive way. We see many things happening, I would say, against the tribals through systems and structures. But again, they're rising above, and I always see textiles. It is the power of textiles, that is our heritage, to rise above. So that is what I have put the title as Tribes in Transition, Transformation, and Transcend. Yeah. So about the presentation is divided in this way, like about myself, about what Folkweave does. Folkweave is a social enterprise, completely women-led. Folkweave only works with women artisans. Then about Dongriakans and my association with Folkweave, work for what problem is Folkweave is solving. Because for us, why is important. That is what it's our how and what might change, keep changing, keep evolving, but our why remains the same. Why we are doing, why Folkweave is doing this, and what changes that Folkweave has done. This September will complete 2 years. So, and how we are doing, and what kind of a methodology it is short that supported of our work. I say the little bit of innovations that we have done in textiles, then the challenges, and how Kapadagandha is influencing me and shaping the life of the tribals. So I always say that I may not be a tribal, but I think I have made tribal with passion and addiction, working with the systems, witnessing experiences, and seeing tribals breaking their comfort zone. I always say this and discuss, not argue, but I vouch on this that it's not about that only tribals don't speak, or it's not that even other castes, non-tribals also don't speak if they see it's a threat or risk. So let us not label that tribals don't speak. They are speaking, and I have witnessed tribal women and male breaking their comfort zone, negotiating with companies, negotiating with the power structures. So I have worked with government long time. Then, of course, non-profit organizations or NGOs. And finally, I thought that I have to also put down my feet to do that transformation that I want to see, because I belong to this region, Koraput region, that consists of Koraput, Malkangiri, Navarampur, and Rayagada, 4 districts. And it is important to see Koraput as a region, not as a district. So Folkweave is solving the problem and reviving the heritage of weaving and natural dye heritage. Why? Because there were 5,000 weavers in this Koraput region till 1988, before the globalization policy came, and there were 500 natural dye units existed in this region. Now only 380 weavers is there, at 22 units exist. If you also see why I say the transformation, because the third handloom census and the fourth handloom census there is an increase of artisans in the country, and I'm sure when the fifth handloom census will be done, again there will be an increase. So this is what the statistics also motivates folkweave. As I say, this region was officially regulated by Scheduled Districts Act. 1874, there was in 1919, 1888, 1935. So it was partially excluded and fully excluded, as British said. And after the Government of India, also the constitution which was constituted, they didn't make any radical changes. They said it is fifth schedule and sixth schedule. So sometimes, most of the times I argue in academic discussions that Orissa, having the largest after Madhya Pradesh, 62 tribals, we should be having sixth schedule. But why fifth schedule? Because 100 years before, if you see the Felix Pedal, if anybody has read the Felix Pedal book about the Eastern Adivasis, so British thought 200 years before that this area should never be given sixth schedule because we have a lot of minerals, we have a lot of water resources. So if you see the connection from there, they had a lot of dams were built in South Orissa during the British time also, and especially in Koraput region. So that is the way they have this. This is the part of that legacy of exploiting and looting our resources from this area that is related to food, clothing, shelter. So, and it was very difficult for the British to control this area. That is what Orissa became the first independent state on the basis of language in 1936. At Koraput region, people were very independent. 90% of them were tribals, 33% forest coverage we had as per 1911 forest census. This was agri and forest based. So the socio-cultural fabric, which was oriented, it was oriented towards the nature. So folkweave focuses on revival of the heritage, which is linked to nature-based solutions, which is food related to shelter. Shelter is related to everything is nature. So we are reviving because it's important. It is not livelihood. It is our pride. It is our identity. So as you see, there are revival of the Koraput handmade. We have a few. Sorry, how do I go previous slide? Back. Okay, yeah. So you see the handmade weaves, revival of Koraput handmade and weaves. So this is our Gadaba weaves. So this red, white, and blue that you see, blue was also, that is closer to the indigo blue shade. This was also revived. We are reviving the shade because till 1990 or 92, the last incidents was the Gadaba women who revived this shade. So we are also
Excuse me.
now.
If you can switch off your video because it's overlapping on the presentation.
Okay. Oh God.
Anuradha, just go to the bottom left side.
Yeah, I did it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So these are the Bonda weaves. Again, that is called Ringa. And the Gadaba weaves, I would say this was from all these colors, and this is a fiber from a tree. So these are all colors were derived from the nature, and also tribal jewelry that we are reviving. This is the Durva, or even Gondi saris look the same, and this is Parenga Poroja. See, if you say previously when I had put that first slide, see the yellow, green, red, and maroon are very important colors for us, because yellow is for auspicious colors. And see, if you see any Poroja or any PBTGs or hill tribes or other communities, we have only these colors we use basically. And indigo, exceptionally, Gadabas use because the tree was available. It is not from that Tinctoria indigo that others are doing. This is from a different tree that they do. That we are also reviving that. We are close to the shade. I think another few iterations, we would also reach that ink blue. So this is our natural dye. The down second line mid is our GI tagged. Others that you see are from our different sources from the trees, which is locally sourced, collected, and then fermented. We mostly use fermented technique and the technique with cow dung. So if you see the rich backdrop, I always say roots, and I particularly put this picture here where women is saying that we are connected to that roots, connected to the soil. It's very important for us because the organized societies before the existence of the state or the the boundaries or anything, tribal societies were organized, and still some societies in India go for those systems. So the norms, clan systems, the festivals, everything was very set. They had all oral history. And as you said, the name implies Dongriya. Dongar means hills. That is what staying in hills is Dongriya. Khons is a larger community. We have 5 types of Khons in Odisha. Dongriya, Kutia, Desya, Malikans. So Dongriya is one of them. Kutia and Dongriya, they fall in particularly vulnerable tribal groups, and others are just scheduled tribes. So forest plays important, crucial role in their life, and they worship the Niyam Raja, which is the part of Eastern Ghats. So as you see, the entire textiles, why I keep coming on to nature, soil, forest, because the entire whole hand embroidery which is done on the handloom cloth is a representation of the nature that surrounds us. Trees, leaves, buds, all this. So without Kapadagandha and eggs, which they put on the show, a Dongriya is lifeless. So about Dongriya Khan, so I have particularly put in the near a tree. It is presently 10,000 plus, 9,596 as per 2015. And this become famous and infamous for the fight against Vedant company for bauxite mining. This is spread over this kilometers in Raigada district. So this Dongriya, as you say, it's that basically by farmers tradition. They grow turmeric, pineapples, bananas. It is very rich in the resource because they say that Niyam Raja, which is on the part of the hill. That is why they don't want that their hill should be looted or excavated or digged, because they pray that hill and
I think we just lost her. Just give us some time and she should be back.
yeah, I just got disconnected. So as you see, it's rich. They're all farmers, and you see the mango preparation of the mango jellies, and this is the paintings that they do, and there are a lot of rings and Kampadagandha, as you say, red, green, yellow are the auspicious colors, and predominantly they feature also.
I'm not able to see the
down.
presentation. Is it only me? Yeah, it's now coming. So thank you.
So can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's fine. Carry on.
Yeah. So as you see, it is rich in the fruit species, because they feel that because of the water that Niyam Raja, the god, Niyam god or the hill god has, that is what they are against that mining that area. So that is what one has to understand. And if you see the third slide, this paintings, it's again the similar to those patterns, geometric patterns they do. And yesterday, as I was hearing about Pithora art, if one, whoever has, taken a vow and has something to offer God. If he or she, that household brings, then they do on their house. This is what is the okay, about Kappad Gandha, it is the hand embroidery. It's a base cloth. It's a coarse cotton, count 10. And the designs consists of a detailed geometrical patterns, as I said, horizontal and with color code loads. The motifs primarily are lines and triangles. And whatever we have studied, it says that it is 20,000 years old as the leaders of the traditional leaders of Dongriya Khan say. But the studies that show that till the Vikramadev, 14th, 15th centuries, when the king was there, Dongriyas, when they used to give to, in terms of paying cash, tax, or some forest produce, so they used to vote for this. That is 17th century, but they say it is previously that, because whatever academicians have written, I normally don't believe. So, yeah. So, Dongriya Kandh women, this is the house structure looks like they have three parts basically: Duki, Ghor, Tappa. Duki is the front. It's like a continuous train structure. First one, then the second, and the third room. So first is the Duki. So the lady sitting, and Tappa. All are my artisans, and two of the women are my leaders. So they are all sitting and discussing about their work. So what kind of work that we do? Basically, we use three principles: sitting together, talking together, and acting together. This is the portrait of folk weave. I think this is the best way to connect and understand the connections that we do. So this is the transfer of knowledge that happens from a senior leader to the junior leader. So this is what is we mean acting together. So issues, as you say, with the textiles, as anybody has as everybody has spoken, this is about the recognition. This is about the good market, faking their designs, and also the unethical practices of their design. What I mean by unethical practices is that 2020 and 2021, we had a lot of affairs were filed by the Dongriyas. They have seen their things. Before that, one should understand that every Dongriya has one shawl which is used when we go out during the meetings. And it's also about when they do some puja rituals about this. And it goes for lifetime. As when I switch on the camera, you can see that the one I have, this is 2006 shawl, and I think till I die I have to keep this, and it will go on also, because it is made with that the essence is very important. It is made with that strong thread. It is that strong connection, so it will go. So when these designs were used in footwear, they were used in other materials, so they did, and making it is machine made. Making it in with machines, which is like completely done in hand. So that is the issue that for that they had done FIRs. After that, we had filed for GI tag application twice. It was first rejected, but this February month we have received the GI tag, and it's also about the right price. And whoever is coming, they should have a continuous work with them. And also innovation is an issue, and design intervention. And also, building the bargaining power of these are the by the artisans. So these are the issues. And last and most important that we have faced and we have been able to do, we don't want to protect the interest of the market. what we want, that others should see the beauty of our products in their products, of our designs in their product. That is the way we put. That is the way we do our kind of, this is our USP, you can say. So we don't do bulk production, but we do creative manufacturing. So it should be also for classes, it's also should be for masses. So one has to, that is what one has to understand. So what we have done frameworks, bags, and I mean, our bags, you can keep it for years together. So now we started with 12, but we are with 50 artisans. So we have been onboarded now, and these 50 artisans are continuing. And we have tried different types of shawls, and we have done patchwork with for other products, and we have introduced natural dyes in the base cloth, which earlier they used to do the base cloth with natural dye. Earlier, not only women were doing hand embroidery, but male Dongriakans were doing weaving. So they had that system. Since it didn't fetch any money, so they shifted. So that we are reviving. We have done training of male Dongriakans who can do the weaving, and women can do hand embroidery. So this way, it stays with the community. It doesn't go to the outside. So a few more. This is what the lady that is with the natural dye, and we are combining the Dongria and our Koraput weave together. And if you see this red, yellow, this was a part of the base cloth, which we are reviving. Now nobody is using, but you will find our stalls, Dangarkya stalls, these clearly have these kind of lines. So my experience and insights. So I would always say a handmade product will be given the full worth if the artisan is able to wear himself or herself. If the artisan is only selling, then I think it doesn't have. They should have. Now, our 50 women, they are doing for themselves. They are proud. Because Kapad Gandha is related, see, whatever all the forest type of, because our entire livelihood life is based on forest. And everything is depicted in the Kapad Gandha. So you see that puja room also, they are doing, they do these paintings. So we have done this, other side you see the stoles that we have done in the same way. So this was the oldest pattern of Kapad Gandha. So it's gifted to daughters. It is time for the wedding, So last year we witnessed a issue that if a boy is throwing a Kapad Gandha, then on the girl, that means they like each other. So this all practices should be, we are reviving, and it is important. So this plays a very, it's not a piece of cloth. It is their entire life is connected with that Kapad Gandha. And so I say that human has three basic needs: food, clothing, and shelter. Food we have already snatched. We have introduced all foreign foods, and and land is taken away. So how do we save this? How do we preserve the heritage? It is important to preserve, because otherwise 50% is already have taken up. If we don't revive our traditional games, the tribal games, tribal folklore, tribal textiles, then how do we will become disconnected from the roots? That is what it's important to revive. And you see, they also have clan conflicts. So these clan conflicts, they can aggravate it through our political party conflicts. So we have two major clans in Dongria, Jakesika and Vadaka. So Jakesika is basically BSP, and Vadaka is basically our local political party. That is again creating problems. This is what, and also influence of religion, also the structural violence. The systems don't work. So, and even Naxals had a role to play for some time in their territory. And the climate change is affecting. This year we saw a drastic reduction in the production of pineapple. So, and those who go out, their study, sometimes I would say, tribal say that we don't want to education, but the education, it doesn't connect to our roots. I think that education is not it. Education should be the expression, and human values are connected to our roots. If the education is disconnecting us from our roots, then it is something concern for us. So the resilience, we always say that reviving the heritage becomes important as the part of the culture. It is pride, identity. It is also means of livelihood. It's the expression. It's an expression of their lively existence. So you see this kind of setup. These are the villages that we work. So I would say the folk weave has a long way to go. I always, in the initial, when I focused on why, how, and what, what and how will keep changing, but our why will remain the same. This particularly reviving the textiles, it is related to the livelihood. It is challenging the unequal power relations through craft. So, and when they do some mistakes, they're not ashamed of admitting that mistake, which is very important. That is what I would say, the rising above, transformation and transcend. So impact is women are organized now. Their increased capacity to negotiate, their speed of embroidery is increasing. They're accepting the designs. And we also Folkweave wants to give this message that whatever one do, we must protect the environment. This is a mandate, because the basic sustenance of source, the basic connection of human beings, the tribals to the environment is important through the textiles. So craft has united them, and it is also helping them to identify, stand for themselves and identify who are with them and who are not with them. We have examples of Lado Sikoka, who's a leader of the site movement, and we have our leaders, Lahari and Sinte Badaka, who stand and speak about proudly stand and speak about the textiles, that how it is related, the connection of Dongriya to the textiles. That is what is visible. Yeah, so this is the base cloth, and this, if you see the end, this is our natural scabbering, which we do with the cow dung. Again, red is the color. And I would say that, yes, the drums have started beating to rise above.
Anuradha, you're done with your presentation?
Yeah, thank you. If any insights, comments, questions, if I'll be able to answer, I'll be happy. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Anuradha. From here, I'll take it forward. So thank you so much for taking us through your journey on the rich traditions of the Dongriya corn tribes of Orissa, with particular focus to their unique textile of Kapra Gonda. I got to pronounce it correctly. Sorry about earlier. And the world of the embroidery, which are a beautiful art, surface embellishment, and with colors of delight. You have also provided us an opportunity and the audience to engage with topics such as the ethical fashion, the challenges of working with the indigenous community and your stories, and the importance of preserving traditional craft in a rapid changing world. So it was indeed a very innovative way to highlight your culture that keeps the stories alive, and the indigenous technique and knowledge systems relevant today. So thank you so much. So going forward, we can start with a Q&A. So I would suggest the audience to put the questions in the chat. But before we do that, I have a question for Anuradha. So since you have been working very closely, and you also said like previously you were engaged in other areas and you came back to the craft, like of course you have shared the challenges that you have faced, but besides all this, like say working in the craft sector, amongst all the issues that you have faced, what would be the worst of your challenges?
Mm. It's dealing with outsiders. Outsiders mean not doesn't mean that whether non-tribals or tribals. It is the people who come with business purpose. See, what I mean to say is when they come, like as I'm wearing a dongriya, this is 2006, so done by a old lady. When my mother was also associated, so she used to do crochet work, used to train girls. So that is the way, you know, I have been born and brought up seeing how artisans think and artisans do. So coming back to your question, if it's really, you know, they come and see with a business purpose. See, ultimately, one has to understand that this shawl was never a livelihood means for dongriyas. Okay. So till 1990, it was never. It was for their own use to gift elders to give. So when government, our DKDL, the special micro projects, which is dedicated for particularly vulnerable tribal groups, previously for PTGs. So they said, why don't we sell it? And they used to get 1 rupee to do this. So you can imagine, then it was increased to 10 rupees. So slowly, when they came to this can be also a livelihood option, when they come and say, okay, can you do this in that in this? So that's not possible. We say clearly no. That's what I say. We don't want to protect our interest, especially the resellers and the market who come and say bulk production. Humko 1000 chahiye. No, it is not done to. This is for sale, but not for that fast sale. You know, the way you have given that for the for that market kind of thing. It has to be seen with a slow fashion. It is the important essence. So whoever our buyers are, we are also very limited buyers, but very good buyers. They understand and they keep it as thing as we have kept it. I have kept it this one. So they used to preserve and they say, can we use this? So frames, bookmarks that will be preserved. So I have a problem dealing with such people who come and say, because Reliance Swadesh came, they say, we want some 1000 pieces every month. Impossible. Even our Niyam Raja cannot do that. Till God also cannot do that. There's Fab India, people come and they say, we want 100 pieces from each group. It's not possible. So it is, for me, this is the biggest challenge dealing with such people.
Thank you for that. So, you know, so since you talked about like, you know, the market is like the one of the biggest challenges. So, you know, and the fact that you focus like, you know, a large part of business as ethical business. So, you know, and you also mentioned that, you know, protecting the interests of the craft, you know, which is part of the creative manufacturing and not the market-led. So, you know, embroidery is one craft that is like, you know, very meticulously done with needle and thread. So do you foresee like, you know, that like, say, another market, like, you know, who wants the dongriya craft, the embroidery, replicating in print design? Like, have you faced any challenges in that aspect?
So print, we have received GI tag for the way we count and stitch, do the embroidery, and the essence of it for that. Once, I mean, you can see in Instagram, there are lot many people who have, designers who have come and faked and are doing it machine made, which is very unethical, and also it is should be go to the court of law. But for that we had done a filing of the cases. But recently when we did patchwork, see many areas, many journalists. This is very personal, but I think I should bring it out. Many journalists who have come and asked. So though it's, I know many things, I don't put it on paper, pen and paper, because it is very sacred for ours. And many things I don't share because Dongriyas, how it is evolved. Everybody asks, how Kapad Bandai? There are many stories. Some 20,000, 30,000 years before, the god used to give, and whenever they go out, they used to give it back to the god, and it used to disappear. The moment another person intervened, it disappeared, and the god never gave them. So whatever they remembered, the women started doing the embroidery. So this is, it's very intense. One cannot use it anywhere and whatever they want. But 2 projects we have done in collaboration with outside designers, where we said we are very keen on what kind of products that you want. That's what I said. We don't want to protect market interests. We want to see our beauty in your products, our essence in your products, our connection in your products. So we have done some patchwork for some units, and we have done this frame works. So that is not that, and we cannot have, somebody will use and throw away, those pieces because it will go on for years. So you cannot do. So print, with print media, we have done some work also with print, other kind of things. Like, as I said, many things we don't want to share because it's very important to some things to remain hidden. This is what is my take.
Yeah, thank you, Anuradha, for sharing that, because I think protecting, our indigenous knowledge is very important. Having also said that, how much should we share and how much do we protect? So I think that's very well put and very wise of you to be doing that, because when we are in the craft sector, very often people approach us, for work, and then we are also kind of bound to go through market pressures, especially with numbers, and then technology quickly replicating the kind of craft that we have. Thank you so much for sharing that. So we have received a couple of questions in the chat. So we'll now move to the questions which our audience have asked. So Ganesh Devarajan wants to know how the society is promoting the weave to get more incentive like exhibitions, promotional activities, and what the uses of the corporate in social responsibility funding, CSR funding, and options from corporates, since it has a GI tag now.
See, with the exhibitions, as I said, first of all, they were introduced to the outside world through this DKD exhibition that we do. We have this Adivasi exhibitions, which starts from January 26th to February 9th every year. And it started in 1948. But Dongriyakan's products came to limelight in 1988 or 1990, if I correctly remember. So exhibitions is one of them. And there are 2 exhibitions, government exhibitions, that every year they attend. And why now it is GI tagged? Of course, yes. Corporates will not, till now, corporate gifting is an option, but corporate social responsibility is unable to attend because they are fighting against corporates, big companies like Vedanta. So they do take gifts, like sometimes they do for bookmarks or notebook covers. It's in a very small thing. But there is a change of government now, and it depends on how the struggle against bauxite mining and what shape it is taking in future. Depending on that, CSR funding or CSR will be welcomed.
Thanks, Anuradha. So when you say the whole CSR, so the women are busy with the embroidery work. What do the men folks be doing in the village?
Yeah, men normally they do farming. They are doing white collar jobs now. And Mukteshwar is our first Dongria to qualify from OPSC, Odisha Public Service Commission. He is a professor now. And he is also, he facilitates those meetings with FolkWeave whenever my team and everybody goes. So they basically do job farming. Then strawberry, we recently government introduced strawberries. So see, pineapple takes 3 months time. Then turmeric. As I said, this area is resourceful. So apart from that, they do MGNRG work or they do other labor work. And they're now going out for contractual labor work. And few of those are studying outside. They don't want to come, but they do. There's a lot of work inside the village. Inside the territory. So whatever 2-3 months time they get, they go out for the work. Yeah, but see, any tribal, similarly Northeast, whatever I've experienced, and also in Odisha, women take the lead in our society. It's not a matrilineal society. The property doesn't go, but they are the decision makers. They are the people who do, who control. Like if you see the lady Sindhima, I call Sindhima, she's nearly 60 years and she's not married. I always ask, why didn't you get married? She said, no, and if I am able to control the entire, my house, my brother's children house, everything, I take the decision. Why should I get married?
You can attend. No, I'm not part of it.
Shweta, can you please mute yourself? Thank you.
So it's like, division of labor is very clear, and men also do farming, but we have recently wants to introduce them in weaving, which was their previous work, farming and weaving. So if we train some 20 people from Dongria territory, then I think it will be a great transformation for the craft.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Anuradha. So moving on to another question which we have received on the chat is from Shweta. So she wants to know, I have been to Koraput and the tribes still carry their identity with the weaves, jewelry, hair clips, etc. What is the way to make tribes aware to wear their own weaves in other states, tribal areas, and some share that what cannot be worn on a daily basis as it gets soiled during household chores or farming, etc. What steps can be taken by the tribes to wear their own identity?
Sorry, just a moment. I'm so sorry about not muting my microphone. I work in Jharkhand, very close to Rourkela, to the Odisha border, and most of our weaves are on a white background. So that's where the question came from, and I would love to hear from ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. See, first I will take Shweta's, and both are similar questions. Shweta has been interacting with, yeah.
Anuradha, she's the same person who.
Okay. Achha, okay. So we have been interacting. So why they are not wearing? It's that's what I had put somewhere, that if an artisan can afford can afford to wear whatever they have, then it is, I think the craft is worth. Why it's not happening, it didn't happen for a long time, because it became costly, and when the fast fashion came, so it was very difficult to regulate and control. So everybody was confused and they shifted. But later on, when they realized, of course, with the inputs from the government, with the inputs of research through the academicians, when they thought it is important, they again revert back. So it's like, going back and rising above. So we are in, I would say we are not in transition as the craft is concerned, but we are transforming and transcending. That is what I had put in my first slide. That is number one. Number two, See, Koraput, if you say there are 4 colors. White, why white? It symbolizes Akshat, Chawal, or it symbolizes the space. Okay. If you see the Sora paintings also from our Koraput region, this is basically white-headed now, but they are all printing, they are all doing all manipulations with our paintings. The red is for Sindoor, Kumkum, or it sacrifice or the blood, and white is for Akshat, Chawal, and white is also for space. That is what we use, white or off white, or yeah, as you see, this becomes yellow because I had washed with some other things. Otherwise, it was white. So white and off white is symbolizes space, and those 4 colors for this. And previous, because it was very self-sufficient tribals, so they carry their identity because they used to do everything. It is subsistence economy, but self-sufficient economy, I would say. Our Koraput region, and there are different phases of tribals. They're hunting gatherers. They're also white colors. So this is a range. It's like a laboratory. Koraput is a laboratory for any academician or a social entrepreneur like me. So till now, they are using only in festivals. So the Parenga Poroja sari, that white green sari that we have, they are wearing during functions only. And I will share some few pictures in our WhatsApp group. They are wearing it, but it may be in a very few, but they still wear. Our products, because if the production, if the production is more, then the demand will be less, and the price will also be less. So what we are emphasizing, that's what I had said, handloom for classes and masses. If you remember my presentation. So even though when I do Instagram post, Folkweave is doing, why we are doing, that's what I said. We are keeping that connection. That the Mother Earth, our nature, doesn't differentiate. It is same for Joe Biden, it's same for Modi, it's same for me, and it's same for Margaret. So they don't differentiate. So we say, when we are doing saris for natural dye sari, azodized sari, we are doing it a huge production. And for Chaitra festival in month of April, so they do a lot of buying, they have to buy. That is our festival, and tribals, they buy. That is our, it's hunting festival, biggest New Year festival. It goes for 1 month. So what we are promoting, that you wear your own thing, and we are also doing saris for 2,000 rupees. We are doing saris for 30,000 rupees. So this is the range that we do, that everybody can wear at least for their festival times. Then slowly increase the awareness that you wear your own, as you're eating your own produce, you wear your own craft and own textiles. This is number. This is adding to another thing I would want to say here, that what it's very important that we have witnessed is now seeing what Folkweave is doing in Dongriya, Gadabas. There's other part of which used to have Kerongo. So they have started reviving. So we next year onwards, we will also work with them, and we have revived that same Kerongo that cannot be yours. So let us little bit add design input in that and make it in a sari form, because that form nobody will wear. Of course, we tie it during the festivals. Just on your sari you tie it, because that is that is the way we appease our gods, tribal gods. But we changed it so that everybody is now able to buy saris from us, and they are wearing. And one day, that's what I said, Folkweave has a long way to go. I think next 5 to 10 years, we hope that, everybody will start wearing their own handloom and their own craft. And I'm sure about it. Jharkhand has also white and red color. I'm sure white color must be having some significance, Shweta, and red also has some significance with some motifs. You see, this when we say Dongriya, it has to be this color and this cloth. Then only it has to be Dongriya. You see, Kotpad, we also have GI tag on Kotpad. But nowadays, every designer and reseller selling Kotpad. Kotpad GI tag means we have received for weaving and dyeing. It has to be on shades of white again, with on white base, shades of red, maroon, coffee brown, and black. But now you find Kotpad sari, everybody without thinking, designers sell. I really argue with some resellers and designers. They sell blue, they sell purple, yellow, orange. They say it is Kotpad. This is very unethical. This is not. Similarly, when we say Dongriya, it has to be these colors and this. If we introduce something, we say this is a Dongriya design introduced with such colors, with natural base cloth or with other purple or anything. And we have, see, one more thing is, it is these colors, but sometimes depending on the totems and depending on the festivals, if you see some fully red, if it is festival time, they do it only on red. Because it signifies the flame of the jungle. So they do that way. So that is acceptable in their community. So these are the color specifications that I have told. So if you have come to our Koraput region and have seen that that we still have those things, it is again, see, there are disparities of tribals also in Odisha. The way the northern tribal Santals or Orams or Hundar, we are completely different. We are not expressive. We are not. But when it comes to our land and nature, which is again related to our textiles, we revolt. And there has been even the Gaon Chodava song, if anybody, this is from our Kashiput struggle against the Utkal Almana bauxite. So this is very, that is the connection one has to understand. And that is what folk weave is doing. Folk means people. That's what I say. Weaves means it is weaves of the people. So everybody was doing, and let us revive that textile so that everybody can wear. And that's what I said when coming next years, in future, we say, like Parenga Puraja, already they are wearing. Durva Samaj, they have started. Gadavas will start wearing. So we want that all the tribals, not only Dongariyas, they should be able to afford and should able to wear their own textiles and craft.
Thank you, Anuradha, for that. So we have another, that's not a question. It's basically one of the attendees. Her name is Bidyut. She says, it's a wonderful creation by Dongriya Khan. So yeah, so that's one expression that we got. Having said, like, that that your textile has a particular color. So, since we are like a younger generation and, without creating any cultural like misappropriation. So if somebody like me or somebody who's like, interested in your textile, colors are particular, which we realize. So like, if one has to like say, wear your textile, what is the best way to wear it with? Is it like, to style it is a certain way, or like to like compare it, or like, like pair it with some other clothing? Like, is there anything like that? So, it's like, say, so when we wear, we do proper justice and, for the textile.
We have I personally have a great connection with Nagaland. It's not only that you are part of regional cohort, but it's also been that, everybody you wear it on this, as I'm wearing, this is the way we wear, okay, on the top of the sari, or on the top of, this is the best way of wearing. And if you want to do anything, I mean, this is the traditional way of wearing. And if you want to do it on one side, or you want to do it on, but you cannot make it as a mopping cloth, or you cannot put it as anywhere. You cannot, if you want to put it, keep it in a puja room, or you just cannot throw it somewhere. You cannot use it for pillow covers. In the sense, if it's a showpiece, it's okay, but something which is related, which is not appropriate, disrespecting our culture, we don't promote. The best way is to, this is our part, even see women that the saris that we are reviving, when we wear the sari, it should come on our, it's below, like those psychic centers, they understand the psychic center. So it comes below the heart and above the, abdomen kind of thing. So it's also the same nature, the funds and things. So that's the best wear if you're close to keeping your heart and taking and so understand the essence of our culture and how deeply we are connected to the nature.
Yeah,
As Nagas put, like they put the shawl, each one has a different color, as I have seen. Yeah, so
yeah.
that's the best. And then you cannot put our culture. I mean, because I get very not emotional, but I get very angry when they want to use and they say this culture. If you want to mix some, for example, Jharkhand, the Galangaban is doing and Johagram is doing, or what you do, then we have to really cut it and make it create an art piece to keep. But we just cannot have that in this, like as the buyers ask, wo color mein ye milega kya, wo color mein, this is not possible. Yeah, weaves it's possible, but when it is the craft connected to the nature, it's not possible. It should not be done also. No?
Yeah, that's so true because, like currently I'm wearing one of my traditional stoles, so I keep it on my
Yes, yeah.
left shoulder. But the thing is, so I have also been observing the way, we have a thick style, but the way how we style it is very different. So, like saris always go to the left shoulder. So is like, if I wear a shawl, but when we do our wrap, wear our wrap, somebody let the left side go first, somebody get the let the right side go first, so that way, the coordination is very different. So that is something which I'm observing off late. So yeah. Yeah. So I think with that, we will
So the
come.
sari, see, the sari wearing, sari that we wear is not our tribal way of sari wearing. We wear in a different way. Drongriyas wear in a different way. That is why they put it like this. When you want to put your sari, you have to wear like this. If I see somebody putting it on left side or right side, I said, you wear it like this. If you want to respect that culture. Otherwise, you keep it in your wardrobe and be happy that having that position of Dogriya. Sure.
Yeah. No, so reason why I brought that sari is because all people sari wearers wear it on their left shoulder, the pallu, and
Yes.
if you study again kimonos, it's again wrapped in the right side going first and then the left side overlapping,
Yes.
So, but our Naga's way of wearing a mekla is, it happens both ways, the left
Yes,
side
yes.
or the right
Yes,
side.
yes. I have those meklas.
Yeah.
Your SID director, even our Nagaland person, was previously our governor. So I've been to their house and I've, almost all tribes textiles I have. So I wear them. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes us quite a hoarder actually. So yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we should be proud of wearing our culture. See, when we go to these exhibitions, people come and they don't understand. I hardly see any tribal outfits or Indian outfits. Okay. When they come and ask, that's what's the problem, whether it's reseller or designer, but it's coming and asking us, why we don't do this, why you don't this. This we will not do. If you want to accept it, you accept it in this way. It's very clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So lovely to hear you talk, Anuradha. So I guess with this, we are coming towards the end of our session. So before we end, we would like to make a few announcements. It's about TDF. So TDF Tribal Design Forum is organizing 2 bootcamps for 3 days each. So the TDF bootcamps are where we meet in person, interact and learn with each other. through collective workshops and immersive experience with the local communities and culture, while focusing on developing strategies for the social, cultural, and economic development of the tribal communities in the region through art, design, and technology. So the first bootcamp is going to be held in Kohima. It's from the 2nd of October to the 4th. With the tribal communities of Nagaland, and it's been organized in collaboration with Woven Threads, Kohima. Then the second bootcamp is in Ukrul, which starts on the 6th of October to the 8th of October with the Tangkul Naga community. So in TDF Ukrul is being organized in collaboration with Ishi in Ukrul. People interested in joining can visit our website, www.tribaldesignforum.com, and register to get more details and information regarding the participation in the bootcamps. Then coming up is tomorrow, we have another interesting session by Manisha Dinde, who's a Wali cultural youth leader, along with Rohan Shivkumar, an architect and dean of So do join us again, same time, same place. And it will be lovely to have all of you again. And so with this, we come to the end of the session. So many a times we as members of the tribal communities are quite far away from the rapidly evolving world. And this is one way for us to stay abreast with the latest in the world. All of you are invited to join in the Zoom link, and you'll find more details on the website. Thank you for joining in today, and we hope to see you soon again and learn from you and learn together. Good night. Thank you so much, and good night. And Anuradha, thank you so much once again for sharing a lot of your inside stories. It was lovely listening from somebody who comes with such a immense experience. So thank you, Anuradha. And with this, we will close the session. And in case if anybody wants to continue with a little bit of discussion, then you may do so. Me and Anuradha, we will leave the room. And until then, thank you so much and see you soon. Bye.